everybody there?
Oh, everybody's there.
Oh, we're not live. We're doing a video.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Yeah, it feels weird, doesn't it?
We do the lives often. It's nice to,
Yeah, but we've got some questions.
we're going to answer some questions and then we'll, do some discussion, I guess.
Yep.
Wow.
And these were questions I thought, there were kind of some ones that kind of combined. Some of them are pretty good. I thought, maybe we should answer these.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of all of the mixture, I guess, of twin flames, those who are deeply connected that come together, there's a lot of questions that actually sound more human than they actually are questions, but let's just ask them.
See what happens.
Do you have problems because you are a mixed couple?
Mixed.
I'm
Biracial.
a bag of nuts and you're not?
You're an alien, I'm a human.
I see what you did there.
That was funny.
Nothing out of the ordinary. I would say it's more internal than it is external.
For who?
Well, the way the families kind of came together, it was kind of like, you have this deep connection to a black man. No? Maybe that was my perception.
Here's the thing.
Oh, cool. All the glasses came off. Shit. I was trying to avoid this.
I didn't have any idea you were black till you told me.
What? Wait. Wait a minute.
I think that it's set to. It's set.
Joe.
I mean, I don't. The question just is. Is it because I have white hair and you have no hair? Is it because we have kids from different spouses? Is this a race thing?
There's no finish line.
So, no. We have no more difficulties than if somebody was an Indian and another one was an American. Or if one was I haven't run into anything. Don't get me started on race.
Yeah,
Don't. I don't want to do that.
I think
I don't want to get started on race.
It's a level
It's just it's a level of ignorance that I don't want to address.
I think even when we've been confronted with such a thing, I don't think we even knew.
I didn't even pick up on it.
Yeah, not really. But, we all have what we grew up around. And then that kind of, when we talk about different things, I notice that there's sometimes this space where Sherry doesn't understand certain things that I might have gone through. And me walking her through it has been a challenge. But as far as overall outside of us, no, I don't think so.
I even have issues with what he said because I have issues with people noticing differences, and I just do. And it, to me, a lot of times it's the difference that's brought up is being profiled from the one that's different.
I wouldn't have known I was different unless I was told. Right. I mean, to me, you're not different at all. Right.
At all. Not even, well, I mean, the way you speak. And you're an alien, but is that what they mean? Because you're an alien and I don't speak that language? Or I do? But I think that what they mean is race. And I think your question is great. It's lovely. It's actually educational. As far as the twin flame dynamic, no, we haven't run into that. We've actually had questions from other biracial couples who wanted to know, if how we handled certain things and how we did things. And I think, our answers always are, I would handle it exactly the way I would handle it if I was married to a white man or a purple man or a green man. To me, it's no different. And I just have very radical views, and I'm not going to get into them. But I do have to say this. I am a white woman, believe it or not, older, overweight, with a past history of abuse, and many, many, many issues. Should he be a man who was raised in a non-toxic, loving, kind environment, that would make me different? Because my past would be being judged, right? Or the way I was, or the way I am, is being judged, right? I don't understand how that's different than having a different color skin. I would almost rather have a different color skin and be judged for that, because it is what it is, than to be judged on my life and the shit that I've been through. Yeah. And I think when it comes to racism, we don't see past color or skin type or skin tone or hair color or any of that shit. So when it comes to the twin flame dynamic, I don't think it makes a world of difference in the real world. I don't think it makes a world of difference in any world. I don't think it makes a world of difference in the twin flame dynamic either. If it makes a difference to you, Root Camp will help that. But, because I'll modify one for you. Actually, it's not a problem.
No, it's not. I think it's been interesting, I think, for me, in a lot of aspects, because you could talk to me on the phone and you wouldn't know what I am. And then when you meet me in person, you don't know what I am. So I think for me, that's really, the shock has always been the shock, and has always been there. So I kind of don't even pay attention to it anymore. Because in both aspects, whether it been from any race, the moment I open my mouth, I really have been responded to differently, no matter what. And it's been very interesting, because in this connection, the way the connection has impacted me and impacted my life and helped me see some things about myself that I couldn't see before. If it weren't for the love that I get and receive from Sherry, I probably would still be kind of leery and jaded in a lot of different ways for a lot of different reasons. But there's so much that I think you helped me see in this connection about this type of thing, that it doesn't really, no, I don't think it has any impact on anything. It's like saying, can somebody look at you and determine how much you can love them, or how much you love yourself? I don't think that that's something that I don't think we even have that in our mix anymore. I don't even think we ever had it. So hopefully that answers your question. I spoke to someone, another set of twin flames, who said, you guys are not twin flames. You're not really connected. You guys are soulmates and blah, 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 blah.
It said blah, blah.
Well, I'm just kind of looking at it this way, because these people have actually gone inside of both of us to know how we're connected and know everything deep rooted within us that knows that we're connected. And they really took the time to get to know us to be able to give you that answer. And they really know a lot about us because they watched our journey. Not necessarily, but they're not here with us day to day. They're not here to find out when Sherry is actually going through something and the stress, and all of a sudden my heart's beating out of my chest and I'm not even in the house. Or like when I'm someplace else and I can feel different things. Or, you know what, just in general, I don't necessarily know that anybody can point at anybody and tell somebody who they're connected to a deeper level, especially if you haven't opened up about it
I think it should be against the damn law.
Why are you so mad about it? I don't mind it. I don't think it.
First of all, you will never hear Lee and Sherry tell anybody out there that they are or are not a twin flame to the person they feel they're connected to. It's none of our damn business. They come to us for help and good, solid, real, truthful advice. We will never tell you this person is or is not your twin flame. Nobody has a business telling us we're not. I don't care what you think. That's none of your business. It's ours. We clearly connected. I don't care.
Nor do I don't think we also believe that telling anybody that if you watch somebody and you resonate with somebody, that's great, as long as you're taking what they give you in connection to yourself. We're not out here saying that this person is or that person isn't. And if somebody's doing that, you might want to question what you're getting, because they can point at you just as easily and say you're not either. I mean, that's really not fair, is it? I mean, somebody could put a bunch of things out there and lead you down a path where you end up miserable and alone, or end up with somebody that literally you feel because they told you weren't something, you went a different direction. The answers are at you. I mean, our answers of how our connection is are within us. They're not within you. We're not within anybody else out there. And we're out here being vulnerable about it. We get it. We get how hard this connection is. We get the struggle of it. But I don't think bashing or even putting out there something that you can resonate with is the way to do it. I get it. And I get if you're making this about financial gain, you're making this about whatever, that's what you're doing that for, fine. But I don't think that that's something you should do. It's going to come back. And it comes back in a very bad way if you're doing that.
We're not here to sugarcoat things. We're going to tell you the truth. We're going to tell you our beliefs. We're going to tell you from our journey, from where we've been, from the things we've been through. We're going to tell you the truth about what you're going through, about what you're feeling, why you're feeling that way, why you're going through this particular event, why you're in this much pain, why you got this much frustration, why there's so much confusion. Again, it's our journey, our belief system. And, you know, when we're asked, we're going to honor that and give the person who's asking these questions the truth and good solid advice, not only from us, but from our spirit guides. And we are not going to ever tell anyone that the person they feel is connected to is or is not their twin. Nor will we ever say these twin flame teachers are not twins. These twin flame teachers are. These twin flame teachers don't know what they're talking about. You'll never hear that from us.
It's not in us.
It's just not. And it's not right. And we're not going to do that.
And I think, one of the bigger questions behind this particular one that led into why did you guys put your journey out there? Why did you guys tell the truth? Because we get this connection. We told the connection and the depth of the truth. We told our beliefs in ourselves, which really wasn't a good thing. I mean, we really didn't feel like we were enough. We didn't feel like we mattered. We did a lot of shitty things. And this connection didn't care. And here we sit. After putting that out there, but even after going through it, we wanted you to know that you're not alone, that what you went through does have an ability to give you a happily ever after. But notice that the happily ever after is now. It's not about when it's going to be here. It's not about how you're going to get there. And it doesn't mean, I love her more now than I did when we first started our journey. And when we came out here and told it, it grows. It continues to grow. And it shows me my ability to love myself and her and our family. So we did that because you need to stumble across something that's going to point you back inside. We didn't do that so you would find somebody to believe in how you could sit and meditate or how you could wish and get somebody back. You've got some work to do and some love to give to you. You can't give it to anybody else without that. And that's why we did it. And that's why it's going to stay. And I'm sure it's going to be here eons from now. Because that's what we were told to do. Our mission was on purpose. And has purpose.
And so does yours.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I guess we can do one more question, and then we'll come back and do another part of this. Can a person forget the past?
Is it physically possible unless you have amnesia?
Mm.
If I hit you over the head real hard? Can I try? No? That's a no? That's a maybe? We'll talk about it later?
Why are we talking about abusing me right now? I'm trying to...
No. I'm not. It's not abuse. I'm checking for facts.
It's not abuse. I'm checking for facts. No. It's so crazy about it. Now you're supposed to follow it up with "I love you."
Well, you already know that.
Welcome to Sherry's Comment. Okay.
It's no.
Can you answer the question?
No.
Can a person forget the past? Why won't they
No.
forget the past?
And it's impossible. It's physically impossible. Listen, it's this whole forgive and forget thing. Okay, you can forgive. You can forgive and let it go. I'm not gonna spend any more time in this. I'm not gonna spend any more time in that. I can choose to look. I was sexually abused as a child. It was brutal. It was horrible. It was rough. I'm in healing over it. I talk about it every day. It's amazing how I can talk about it every day and help others go into healing over what the hell it was I was through. Will I ever forget it? Nope. It's always going to be here. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. Do I constantly need to, if it's something that you did in the past, do I constantly need to bring it up and say, well, yeah, 1993 or in 2009, this is what you did. And, oh yeah, well, remember when you did this? What's the point? What's the point? You can't. It's physically impossible to forget the past. You cannot get it. You cannot. It's done. It's a done deal. It's written.
So, the way I hear the question kind of points to the way you're answering it. Can a person abandon what happened to them? And if you want them to abandon what happened to them, if you're looking at this, if a person actually tries to forget the past, or if a person can forget the past, it's a form of abandonment because you create a thought process of who you were in those moments, and now you have to abandon an identity you think you've got to hold sacred. The thing is, you're not loving you who went through it. You're just loving, holding on to something that happened, but you're not loving who went through it. That's usually what happens. Oh, in this connection, how many times have we gone through that? Whew. And then when you share things with me and things that you did and things you don't feel good about and things that you thought you did the wrong thing, and I'm listening and I'm going, wow, I can hear all of the hurt and I can hear all the anguish, and I'm going, it makes it kind of hard to get close to that person, but at the same time, you have to drop your judgment because the person that you're talking to who is kind of opening up that information is already judging. And that's where I think, wanting somebody to forget the past, wanting somebody to forget what happened, wanting somebody to let something go. The letting go has always been the problem. You end up letting go eventually in a very deep way, and it's just as painful because you forgot to embrace. I don't know if that helps, but I would think if you're looking at, can a person forget the past? Can a person embrace it? And can they love themselves for what they went through? I think that's the question I think we're all looking for. And when you get into this connection, don't worry. It's going to make sure that it reminds you of that.
Hey, put your comments below because we got a session we got to get to, but we're gonna do part 2. We're gonna put out
Going to Australia.
We're gonna put.
Good night, Mike.
What the hell are you?
I don't know.
What? we're gonna to finish these questions, and then we're gonna put this one out today, and then we'll probably put another one with the second questions out tomorrow, and then the next day we'll answer your questions. How about that? And then we'll probably pop in live sometime tomorrow.
Yes, and we love you.
So
And
be
thank
ready,
you for
have your
being here.
radars on.
And thank you for these tough questions. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's some tough questions.
There are some
here,
really tough
guys.
questions
Easy
coming.
now. Whoa.
Yeah, but
Slow
at least
it down.
but the
I'm
title of
joking,
this
I'm
one
joking.
actually is going to make a lot of sense.
You're gonna title it?
Yep.
That's scary.
Yeah. We love you.
We love you guys.
See you soon.